Hello, everyone, and welcome to our training today. Today, we're going to be talking about how to get paid offering business credit financing for your prospects and clients to thrive post-coronavirus crisis. We just get so many inquiries right now on this topic. A lot of people are asking how you can still make money during coronavirus, especially with business credit financing. A lot's changed in the business financing world. A lot of people are looking to start a new business, are looking for a secondary form of income to offset a drop of their primary form of income. A lot of people are in the business lending space and looking for alternatives because there's been just such a shakeup with the different kind of products that are available. And this is exactly what we are going to go over today. My goal today is to teach you a way to make money with business credit, to make money with financing, so you can really help a lot of people right now that need your help. And at exactly the same time, be able to make very profitable primary or secondary income. So by the end of this stream, you're going to understand exactly what you need to do to make money with business credit and financing. So here's what we're going to cover today. We're going to cover how you can easily offer business credit for your customers. We're going to talk about why business credit and financing are in such high demand post-COVID-19. We're going to talk about how to offer loans and credit lines for your customers. We're also going to be talking about how to own your own business credit financing business, how to access training, marketing materials, and growth strategies to achieve maximum success quickly in this space, how to have the work done for you. So all you have to do is just sell and make the money, where all the work with helping people with the business credit financing is all done but for you, and how to earn 2,000 plus in front-end commissions while earning thousands more in back-end commissions. What you make is based on what you sell, but we're going to actually talk about the mathematics of this so you can see how lucrative it really is. I mean, not a lot of sales, very few sales to make a lot of money in this space. So we're going to talk about how that works. Those who don't know me, my name's Ty Crandall. I'm actually the CEO here at Credit Suite. I've authored 2 of the best-selling books on consumer and commercial credit, been featured in a lot of cool places, including Entrepreneur Inc., Forbes, and many others. So are you in the right place? Well, today, if you're looking for money to grow your business, we're going to be talking about today. If you're interested in making money with business credit and or financing, we're going to be diving into that as well. If your job or income have been adversely affected with this new economy, if you've really seen some things change where you're not able to make the kind of money you were able to make before, we're going to talk about that. If you want to start a new business or add to an existing business, if you want to help other entrepreneurs succeed, if you're looking to earn high commissions on one product that's in high demand, and that's really the combination, is finding something people really want and need and that they're willing to pay a higher price for, and that higher price brings in higher commissions. So we're going to decode that today as well. If you're looking for recurring income, so you don't want to come to work every day and just struggle to make sales, and then the next month you have to start all over. If you want to earn income on a recurring level, we're going to be diving into that. And if you don't like or want regulation headaches, a lot of people are in commercial credit are in consumer credit or consumer finance, where these are very regulated industries. We're going to talk about how to get all this without all those headaches and regulations. For those that don't know us here at Credit Suite, we've helped over 42,000 businesses build business credit financing. So we have a lot of experience in this space. We were actually named one of the best entrepreneurial companies in America by Entrepreneur Magazine in 2018. Last year, we were 1,091 on the Inc. 5000. And then you can look anywhere online and just see hundreds of reviews, A+ rating with a BBB, tons of testimonials. We're contributors regularly to Entrepreneur Magazine and on radio shows, TV shows, podcasts. I only share all this just to say, hey, we know what we're doing here. This isn't theory. This isn't concept. This isn't somebody that's working out of the spare bedroom in their house. We've built a very large, successful company helping a lot of people succeed with what I'm about to show you today. So let's talk about the problem first. Look, getting money is hard, right? More than half of businesses are going to fail in the first 5 years. 82% of businesses have issues with cash flow. 90% of business owners agree that getting money when they need it is hard. And more than half are worried about this weekly. Like, they're not able to get sleep because they're worrying about just getting the money that they need on a regular, a weekly basis. Okay, so this is a really big problem that we're really looking to try to solve here. Okay, now that being said, in a post-COVID-19 world, business owners need access to capital more than ever before. I mean, this is the one thing, we've really taken off, and a lot of our partners have really succeeded at a high level during this crisis, because regardless of what's happening in the economy, good or bad, business owners need money, especially now, to be able to make it through this. And it's an amazing time to be talking about business credit financing to help as many people as you can. Plus, again, The great opportunity for you is that you're able to earn a primary or secondary income while you're helping a lot of people. So this is how we work, and this is how we help business owners succeed in the space. And this is what I'm going to show you today, how to be able to do the same thing, helping business owners succeed in this space. First of all, we're setting up the business where it's fundable by meeting lending approval criteria before they apply. This is what we call fundability, and it's really the key to getting money. And Credit Suite's the only one that really talks a lot about this or does anything about it, but it's extremely important because every time you go in to get financing, there's things that lenders and credit issuers need to see, and that's going to determine if you get approved, how much money you get, and the rates and terms you're going to pay. So by improving the fundability, you can just help people get a lot more money at better terms. But it doesn't just stop there. The other thing is to build business credit for a business's EIN that's not linked to the social. So many people want to get away from personal guarantees. They want their business to fund itself. And that's something that absolutely can happen with business credit building. We're going to decode that today. And we're also going to talk about what I see to be one of the biggest problems business owners have with getting the money that they need for their business. And that problem is that they're just not able to access the actual capital that they really need. And the reason for that is that the funding that's available for businesses is kind of spread out amongst many different places. Okay, so that being said, the key to success is to be able to put all the money in one place for business owners to easily access. And we're going to talk about that today as well. So let's dive into the first, improving fundability. So you more than likely applied for a credit card before and had one of two outcomes. You either got the automated or instant approval, or you got that dreaded message that you'll hear by mail in 7 to 10 days, which is almost always a denial. Now, the reason this happens is that these lenders and credit issuers have algorithms in their computers that are looking for certain things, and basically you just got to meet their criteria to get approved. That's what determines how fundable your business is. And this fundability determines if you're going to get those automated approvals or if you're going to get that message that you'll hear by mail, which ultimately just means they're pushing your application for a manual review. So the goal with building business credit, the goal with fundability is to get more of these automated approvals, to understand that it's not just your revenue, it's not your time in business, it's not your credit score they're looking at. So many people get denied for financing and just assume it's one of those things, okay? But that being said, there's a lot more to this that's involved, and it really comes down to some basic things on how your business is actually structured that makes a big difference here, okay? So look, this is how you improve fundability. Okay, you've got to improve the business itself, the structure where the business is fundable. Now, some of these fundability factors include the type of entity they have. So, for example, corporation and partnerships are better than if you're dealing with a sole proprietor. The type of phone number that you use. A lot of people are still trying to use mobile phones and home phones, or even things like Grasshopper or Google Voice. Well, for some reason, lenders and credit issuers don't like Grasshopper. They don't like a Google Voice. And so the problem is even those little nuances can get you denied for credit and financing when you try to get approved. Whether you have a fax number or not, if you have a phone number, it's got to be listed in certain directories like 411. And that's not something you can easily do because 411 is not 411.com. It's why lenders and credit issuers look at it, because most of the time people get listed organically because they are picked up by 411 from places like Yelp, Google, Bing. The bottom line is once your business is established, those guys start to actually list your business. 411 picks up that listing. So there's a process there to get this done where you have the best chance of getting approved. The type of address you use, home addresses get you denied at some sources. So for example, you can get an Amazon credit card with a home address, but if you're trying to get a business corporate credit card with Staples, you can't. If you're trying to get a corporate credit card with Walmart, you can't without using a home address. A lot of places a lot of business owners believe that PO boxes and UPS addresses that those are that they can use a UPS address successfully. You can't. Lenders and credit issuers know what you're using and they despise PO boxes and UPS addresses. You're better to use something like a virtual address. Having licensing, there's a lot of sources like Granger that will give you an automatic $2,000 plus credit line just because you have a business license. So business licensing by itself really does a phenomenal job of getting you approved for credit and financing. This is probably one of the most important things, the congruency of your records. More than half of all loan applications are denied because lenders think the application's fraud. And they think it's fraud because they're pulling information from places like LexisNexis and check systems, credit reports that you're not accessing that you don't even know about. Then they're comparing what you're putting on an application to these other sources. Another one of these is a small business financial exchange where this is all banks own this organization and they go behind the scenes and openly share information. But a lot of business owners don't know that the information they give Wells Fargo and then go to Bank of America, the Bank of America has that information that they want supplied to Wells Fargo. So this incongruency accounts for a lot of denials because a lot of people, lenders, think that the applications are fraud when they're not. The type of references you have, whether you have a bank account, how that bank account's set up, how it's managed, the way your website and email are set up. If you have certain numbers like your EIN, your DUNS number, your BIN number, all of these things, these just scratches the surface on fundability. And this gives you a better insight. This is how we help our clients build fundability. There's actually over 125 factors that we look at to set up a business the right way where it's fundable. And you can see here some of the little small print, LexisNexis, your check systems credit report. I mean, how often have you even checked those before? Have you even seen your LexisNexis credit report? And the crazy thing is have you ever seen your check systems credit report? Do you know that you have a credit score that's based on how you manage your bank account? And have you ever seen that score? Do you know what your check system score is? Think about that. That's only 2 of 125 factors that tie into your fundability. And when you really start to drill these things down, this is the reason that so many people are denied. It's not your credit. It's not your income. It's not your time in business. It really has to do with more of these factors than anything else. So again, a big factor on why people get denied. And here's the interesting thing, even the slightest change to one of these standards can turn a denial into an approval. Okay. And even if you are fundable, well, then there's even more problems because again, what's happening, as I mentioned, is that lenders are pulling information from all these sources just to check the congruency of your information. You might apply for Wells Fargo and say your revenue is 300 grand. Then you apply at Chase and you say your revenue is 310,000. And in your mind, that's not a big deal, but it shows up and throws up red flags because of discrepancies, because they're getting information from all of these other places. And if you're not accessing the same information they're accessing, then it creates a big problem. And to make it even worse than that, it's not just lenders that have the access to this information. Lenders, credit issuers, your prospects, your clients, your competitors, potential investors in your company, a lot of this. I had the honor of working with Roland Frazier and presenting to his group the Epic Challenge where they buy businesses. And this was one of the things that came up is we were teaching them to pull a business credit report on every single business you're thinking about buying. And then talking about the 3, 4, 5 things that make a big difference in whether or not you're going to get approved. Okay, so again, we're teaching people that buy businesses to look for these things. A lot of them are trained by people like Roland and many others. This is what you need to look at. So again, these people that are selling their businesses don't have any idea. They don't even know that buyers are looking because they're not even putting their businesses for sale. These are people with money that are actually looking to invest and buy businesses, and they're looking at business credit reports to make the decision whether to buy or not. Then when they make the decision to buy, then they reach out to the business owner. So there's this whole world that happens behind the scenes of people that are looking for businesses like yours and are interested in buying those businesses. And yet they're pulling all this information that you don't even know is available and making those decisions. And then they go away in the night. You never even knew that they were inquiring into your business to begin with. I know Steve has a question here. And Steve, I will get your question on Facebook, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually get the questions at the end because I have a webinar and all kinds of streams in multiple places. So I want to make sure that I get everybody's questions answered. Actually, you know what? Let me dive in and get that now. You're saying if I used a PO box to receive my bills, I don't like to get any bills directly there. You can do that. You just can't use that on anywhere else. The problem with using a PO box is that if you get your bills there, then it's on all of your bills. And that's one of the biggest no-nos you can have, Steve, is that you're coming in and you're putting that address on your actual bills, and then your bank statement and your utility statements, and all these things have a different address than the main address that lenders want to see, which is a real physical business address. And then when they ask for all those kind of documentation or they verify, those are the kind of things that really result in turning a lot of potential approvals into denials. So again, you've got to know what's being reported to have the best chance of getting approved. And I've used this testimonial for years, but I love the samples and I love their story. I think it's so powerful. But here's from the samples. We went to our bank to get a business line of credit. They turned us down. We got started with Credit Suite, set up our business credibility, built our business credit. After following the steps, we now secured over 96,000 in business credit cards. Just applied for the Platinum Amex and got approved instantly with no limit. Now we have 4 to 5 different companies call us every day trying to give us money, and that's a really good problem to have. We're excited. If you don't have business credit yet, you should get involved with Credit Suite to have the same results we have. Here's why I use this as an example. Here's the real story with them is they went into that bank and got denied. And the reason they got denied was that there was a discrepancy between the information they put on their application and what was with their Secretary of State. We changed the Secretary of State information and updated it, and they immediately went back to that same lender and got approved. One change, denial to approval, then the credit and the thing started rolling in. What they didn't realize was that banks were checking their information against Secretary of State. When it didn't match, they assumed the application was fraud. Once we fixed that, then it mitigated that concern. And now last time I talked to Thelma, they had over $500,000 in business credit. She co-authored a book with Brian Tracy, had multiple businesses endeavors that she's into. So again, really interesting what happens when you fix those little discrepancies that have to do with fundability. Okay, so the second thing is, even if you improve the fundability, the next problem is you've got to build business credit for that EIN that's not linked to the social. Think about it. When you get a mortgage or a car loan or a credit card, you know they're pulling your credit. But when you apply for a business loan and credit, you don't really realize that the same thing is happening. And here's why. Because there's a law called the Fair Credit Reporting Act in the consumer world. And it says that by law, the lender or credit issuer has to notify you in writing by mail that you were denied and which bureau that was used to make the denial decision. Well, the problem with that is that, you don't have that same law in the business world. So they're using your business credit to make all kinds of lending and credit issuing decisions about you, but you don't even know it's happening because they're not notifying you by mail when you get denied based on this information. So it is being looked at, and it's used to determine if you're going to get approved or denied. How much money the business is approved for. It's interesting. When I review commercial credit reports on live streams, like I often do, the very first thing that's at the top of the credit report is a recommendation from every credit bureau of how much money you should be lent. Credit issuers and lenders' computers heavily rely on that data from the credit bureaus and their recommendations of how much money you should be approved for. So your business credit quality absolutely determines that, and the rates you'll pay. The credit score, how well you pay your bills, determines the interest rates you're going to pay. Think about it. I used to own a mortgage company, and mortgage interest rates are 100% based on credit score. If your credit score is 720 and your credit score is, and somebody else's is 680, we've got a little matrix that we use that then tells us exactly what your rate's going to be at 680 score, exactly what your rate's going to be at a 720 score. It's exactly the same thing in the business world. Your business credit scores are determining the interest rates you're going to get. So if you've ever had a credit card, a loan, a cash advance, any of this kind of financing, and you don't like the rates that you're getting, a large part of it is your business credit quality. Even the largest revenue lending merchant cash advance lender in the space, On Deck, publicly traded, all the time denies people based on business credit quality and then makes decisions on rates and terms based on that same information. So it's kind of like this little time bomb that's in your business that if it's not addressed, it just explodes. You can't get the money you need. When you do get money, you get approved for less than you could have got approved for if your business credit was straightened out. You're paying more interest on that money and your term is shorter, so your payments are a lot higher. But again, all of that's fixed by coming in and building business credit. And what's even worse is that in the business credit world, you can get a failing credit score and will get one even when you have no credit established. And this is a perfect example of what that looks like. Is that somebody comes in and has failing scores. This is Experian's IntelliScore, the second most popular score in the business world. This is a failure or a financial stability risk score, a failure score. Every bureau has one of these, and it literally depicts your risk of going bankrupt in the next 12 months, shutting your doors, ceasing operations, going bankrupt in the next 12 months. You can see how high of a risk this person is. And what's interesting is they have nothing on their business credit report. There's no trade lines there. They just have a failing score because the business credit bureaus know they exist, know the name, address of the business, and they know the NAICS code, the industry code. And if they have those three things, they automatically populate this kind of credit report. Now, the great news about business credit building is it only takes one account reported on your business credit reports to change all of that. So now we see the credit recommendation went from 1,000 to 2,500. We see the score's good. We see this score's low risk now. And the crazy thing is there's only one account on the business credit report. This was a packaging account, more than likely through Uline. I mean, you could go get this account right now. So you could have failing business credit scores not now, not even know it. And then you go get one simple Uline trade vendor account, and all of a sudden it changes everything. Now you went from failing score to good score. And now all of a sudden your recommendation of credit's going up. Your score that your interest rate's based on is going up. And now you start turning a lot of denials into approvals. And here's an interesting graph from that same credit report that shows they were a 28, just like I showed you. 28 is a pretty common number for somebody score-wise that has no credit. And you can see they shot up all the way into the 90s just because they added that one account on their business credit report. I mean, it's really pretty insane that that one thing makes so much of a difference. So Tracy from Facebook says, what if you work out of your home? That's okay. Use a virtual address for your address. You can get virtual addresses from DaVinci, from Regis, from Alliance, where you're paying for an address and you get mail there, kind of like UPS, but it's a real physical address. It's looked as a real physical address, unlike UPS addresses where they're not. Okay, so you can go to creditsuite.com/virtual to find our source, but I mentioned a few of those sources that do virtual addresses. It's a great alternative for you, Peter and Tracy, to be able to do that. Both of you chiming in from Facebook. Thanks for chiming in. So why is business credit awesome? Well, as you continue to grow your credit, the more money you're recommended for. And I'm going to give you one of the best kept secrets of business credit building that so many people don't know about. I almost guarantee that 98% of the business population does not know what I'm about to show you. You're going to have that much of an advantage here. And this is what it is. The more trade lines or accounts that show on your business credit reports, the more your recommendation of credit increases. The more the bureaus recommend you, the higher approvals you're going to get on credit cards and loans. Here, I'll show you what it looks like. The very first credit report I showed you was somebody that had no credit and $1,000 limit. Then I showed you somebody that had one account and they shot up to a $2,500 limit, 2.5 times the amount just because they had one account paid as agreed. Here's somebody that has an almost $7,000 limit and they have 2 accounts. Here's somebody that has 3 accounts reporting. They're being recommended for $16,000 in credit. Here's somebody that has 4 accounts, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're recommended for $66,000 in credit. And here's somebody with 15 accounts reporting. And as you can see, they're recommended for $724,000. So where are you? Would you like the reporting agencies to recommend you for $724,000 worth of credit or $1,000 worth of credit? A large part of it comes down to how many of these little guys you have, which are trade lines or accounts that report on your actual business credit report. So a lot of benefits here by doing this. You're getting approved regardless of consumer credit quality. And the reason for that simply is that when you build business credit the right way, you're not giving them the ability to pull your credit report. You're either not giving them your social or you're not giving them your permission to pull your credit. Then what happens is it forces them to pull your business credit instead and make the decision on that. And if you've established some initial business credit and profile and score, which I want to talk to you about probably on the next slide, well, then they see that established business credit profile and score. They make the approval decision based on that. That's why I don't care how bad your consumer credit is. It just doesn't matter, because your consumer credit quality is not even being looked at. There's no personal guarantee. You're not personally liable for what's happening in the business. This is why I started Credit Suite. It's why I'm so passionate about business credit, because I personally guaranteed business debts in my own personal name. And when I owned a mortgage company, the mortgage crisis occurred. I started defaulting on those debts and it ruined me personally because of those guarantees. They literally cleaned out my personal bank accounts because I defaulted on business debts. So even though a lot of us would like to think we're never going to have problems going through coronavirus, we've seen how unexpected things can be. I've lived through 2 recessions and both of them are the same things. And somebody very, very important, a very important mentor of me taught me this very important lesson, is that look, the recession's not what gets you. It's what causes the recession that gets you. And in my first case, the mortgage industry collapsed. I was a mortgage broker. I was on the front lines. This time around, it's restaurants that are on the front lines. It's all these workers that immediately got their business shut down with no way to even fight back. And that's what you have to prepare for in business, is the unexpected. It's why you never want to personally guarantee things. You want to create that veil of protection between your personal and your business assets. There's no consumer credit inquiries because there's no consumer credit pull. Okay, so that becomes very, very, very important as well. Credit limits are way higher, 10 to 100 times per SBA, and I found this to be very true. We get clients $2,000 to $5,000 limit credit cards, regardless of consumer credit, within 30 to 60 days of them starting to build business credit. We see people within 6 months getting to $50,000 individual limit accounts. When I tell you that, it sounds ludicrous if you think like you do with consumer credit, because $50,000 consumer credit cards aren't just handed out like candy. But in the business world, you could very well spend more than $50,000 a month. We literally spend hundreds of thousands of dollars a month on expenses on our credit cards, and we pay them off, but we get points. That's why we use the credit cards, right? So these limits are very high, and you can get those very fast because, as I've shown you, business credit scores are based on how you pay your bills. If we get you some accounts that report to the reporting agencies and you pay those bills as agreed, well, then that's what will build a quick score. Then we use the score. Then we use that profile with those accounts reporting to then get you all kinds of additional credit without the guarantee and credit check. And this separates your consumer and your commercial credit. So when we look at Inc., when we look at Score, when we look at Forbes, when we look at Entrepreneur, when we look at SBA, when we look at any of these, then what happens is they all recommend the same thing. You've got to separate your consumer and your commercial credit. You just have to separate the consumer and commercial credit, or otherwise you have serious problems. If you haven't done this and you're trying to use consumer credit to fund your business, there's all kinds of problems ahead of you, because a third of your consumer credit score is made up of your actual utilization, and it establishes your credibility. As I mentioned, your credit reports are public record. Anybody that wants them can get them. So you need to make sure that you're managing your reputation, because anybody can actually see those, okay? So Andre says, when you first sign up your first account on the application, they ask for other references on other accounts, and don't, because it's not going to be my first one. That's okay. And that's why you don't have to have actually other accounts set up. You can use a lot of people for credit references, including anybody you pay any bill to. You can put on there as a reference. But again, this is why you would have a business bank account set up, because even your business banker is a great reference that you can actually use, Andre. So here's one of our clients, Christine. I love to use her as an example because Christine and I become really close since she started building business credit. And I've seen her go from, credit issues, struggling to run a one truck operation. The last time her and I talked, she was buying a 50 truck operation, and you could just see her progression. These are all without a personal guarantee, by the way. She's secured over $1 million in business credit. This is the stuff, and this isn't even all of it. This is a fraction of what she got without the guarantee, but you could see the approval start at $2 to $5 grand. Then she jumped pretty quick to 6, 7, 10, 15,000. Then she jumps up to 20, 40, and even has individual limits now of multiple 185,000 with Ford, $300,000 with one of her local vendors, and many more. So very high limits, and you could build this credit. Christine succeeds because she doesn't just build business credit to get to the next step of the process. She's getting credit every step along the way and using that credit to actually grow her business. And because the credit issuers see that she's using the credit, then the limits she get become higher and higher. And you can see some of her approvals here. You can see business credit. You can see her business credit reports. You can see here, hey, if you follow Ty Crandall's program, you'll get what you need holding a handful of these credit cards. Okay, so again, a lot of interesting results are possible when you follow these steps. So how do you build business credit? Okay. And Quinita says, I'm building business credit for my transportation company. That's awesome. Transportation is awesome because you can get all kinds of fleet credit cards, which I'll talk about in just a minute here. So you first start two ways. You start with what I call a credit line hybrid program, which is a program that's unique to Credit Suite. And our numbers here at the bottom of the slides, if we can help answer questions, talk to you more about this. And you can choose. When you start building business credit, there's two ways to do it. You can use what are called vendor credit. Vendor credit tier is what we call it. These are trade vendors that will give you credit. Uline, Quill, Granger are a few of those as example. Now, if you have good personal credit or a guarantor that does, you can use credit line hybrid. And with credit line hybrid, this is where you get up to $150,000 in real credit lines, and they report to the business credit reporting agencies, and you start building business credit that way. This will give you that initial credit profile and score. Then you need to start accessing your reports and scores to see those accounts actually showing on those reports. Then you start getting retail credit. It's that simple. In 30 to 60 days, you are getting credit at most major retailers: Staples, Office Depot, Amazon, Walmart. Here's why that's important. If you think about what you spend money for in your business, almost all of what you buy on a regular basis, you could buy at a retailer. You could buy it at Nordstrom, a Macy's, a Staples, an Office Depot, a Home Depot, a Lowe's, a Sam's Club, a Costco, an Amazon, a Walmart. I mean, think about all the retailers that exist in this world. I mean, you could buy most of what you need there. I need computers. I could buy from Dell. I could buy from HP. I could buy from Apple. They all offer this kind of corporate credit, right? If I need furniture, I can go to IKEA. I can go to Staples. I can go to Office Depot. I can go to Walmart. I can go to Amazon. They all offer corporate credit cards. So again, most of what you need to buy for a business, you're able to use this kind of retail credit for, and you're getting it in about 30 to 60 days. Then you move on here to exactly what Quinita was just talking about. She owns a transportation business. So fleet credit's very important to the transportation business, because what happens with fleet credit is you get gas cards, you get Sunoco, you get Kanoco, you get Phillips 76, you get Pilot Flying J, you get high limit gas cards to fuel your vehicle, repair and maintenance of vehicles. Okay. And then on top of that, you're also getting cash credit. The next tier after you've built this kind of credit is Visa card, MasterCard, American Express, even auto financing. And this happens with our clients in about 6 months' time. Now, again, I don't want to like make this out to be easier than it is. The reality is, I say this all the time, it'll take you 2.5 to 3 years to get to the same place our clients get to in 6 months. And there's a lot of ways that we make that happen. But this gives you an idea of the flow of business credit and how business credit's actually established. Again, there is nearly 200 factors that tie in to what comes into building your business credit. So I never want to make this out to be like it's simple. It's not. Here's our matrix that we use to help business owners build business credit. Here's a zoom in so you can just see some of these things, like the reporting to the reporting agencies, if it's best to apply by phone or apply online, how often they report monthly or quarterly, when you're paying and how you're paying, whether it's bank underwritten or vendor underwritten, a lot of factors that tie in, like I said, nearly 200 that determine your success with building business credit. And again, the nice thing about being a partner is that we handle all the stuff for you. So you don't have to know all these things that you know. So here's some recent approvals. There's a lot of them. And again, I just tried to pull ones from this year. So these are just ones the first few months of this year, and you can kind of get an idea for what I'm talking about here when it comes to business credit building. So here's a $5,000 approval limit here. Here's an Amex approval. Here's all of our approvals. Chase Inc. for 15 grand, Navy Federal Credit Union for 9, Amex for 10 grand. Okay, here's another approval here that looks like it's a $5,000 approval. Actually, after receiving 3 months, $10,000 store credit. You can see right here, which is interesting because they say that. And this is at Sam's Club. Okay, here's a Home Depot approval. Okay, whatever. This is the approvals they have. Navy Federal Credit Union, Divvy, Quill, Uline. Okay, and here's a bunch of approvals that somebody has. Strategic Network Solutions, Summa, Granger, National Pen, Shell, Speedway, Sunbelt Rentals, to Business T-Shirt Club, Strategic Network Solutions, and on and on. There's probably 15 approvals you can see there as well. So this gives you just an idea. $7,500 approval, Naval Federal Credit Union approval, BP approval. Here's a bunch more approvals. Uline, Granger, Monopolize Your Marketplace, Amsterdam Printing, and on and on and on. Global Industry, Forestry Supplies. Okay, and here's even more. I mean, this person's got 28 different accounts they've secured so far. Shell, Office Depot, Quill, Sunoco, Lowe's, Amazon. What you have to ask yourself: Sam's Club 11,000, J.C. Penney, Dell for 5,000, Fuelman MasterCard for 3,600. What you have to ask yourself is that if you have access to all of this credit without a guarantee and without a credit check, isn't it easier to run a business if all of this money is available for you to do so? And it just goes on and on. Here's a Wex Fleet for 10,000. Here's an approval for 14,000 for a MasterCard. Here's a Verizon. This works. Thanks, Ty and Credit Suite. Carnala, thank you for applying. A good job for your success so far. Here's a Fuelman Fleet. Here's a bunch of approvals here you can see from Navy Federal Credit Union and a few others that I can see there. A bunch of approvals that somebody's getting here. So look, the bottom line is that this is the kind of success that those that follow our system actually get. And when you're offering this to customers, you can imagine how elated they are. There's a reason we have hundreds of online reviews, an A+ rating with the B. But well, by the way, we're not accredited by the BBB. So we didn't pay for our A+. We earned it because we don't have complaints, right? And this is why when you help people get this kind of money, you can imagine how happy people are. And this is what you have the ability to do when you're helping people actually build business credit and get financing as well, okay? And Quinita says, Ty, you're amazing, and I follow that. You say use the program. I'm in Tier 2, now have an 80 Paydex score, so congratulations on your success, okay? And more approvals. So again, any and all businesses can get business credit, startups, nonprofits, owners outside the U.S., works for multiple businesses as well. You get approved even when you can't get any other kind of loan because you don't need consumer credit, cash flow, or collateral like you do financing. So it's a catch-all. And this is why our partners are having so much success post-COVID-19. And it's also why so many loan brokers are failing right now. Loan brokers are failing because all of their money requires one of these three things. And now the cash flow is kind of stopped in a lot of businesses. Their consumer credit's getting banged up. They don't have collateral. Then their ability to get loans is hard. And but they can still get business credit because business credit's not based on these factors. So you can get it regardless of that. So again, business owners must build business credit to get the highest approvals and best terms on financing and get money they can't get approved for, or they can't get approved for with loans or credit lines. It just becomes that important. And here's one of our clients, Kylan, who's had a ton of success. I believe the Business Finance Suite's the best step-by-step paint-by-number system to securing from $50,000 to $250,000 in business credit. That reports on your business credit report and helps you separate your personal and business credit. What I like most is you have access to actual coaches that will take you by the hand and walk you through the system and answer specific questions that you have related to your business. It's just an amazing opportunity for small business owners. And Kylan is one of these people that literally went from a teacher, a physical ed. I could not think about it. A physical ed teacher in school to owning his own successful financial business. And he owned a successful financial services business by offering business credit financing. It took him out of coaching, which he wanted to do, and then get him into entrepreneurship, all because he had the capital to be able to do so. So look, here's the other problem. Outside of everything we've talked about, after this 2008, after the 2006 crisis, this law came out called Dodd-Frank. And it required banks to tighten lending standards. And the result is that all these alternative lenders, these fintech lenders, started pouring into the space with way higher approval rates than we ever saw from the big banks. So the result is really there's more funding opportunities today than there's ever been before. And we just saw this with SBA PPP loans. All of a sudden, PayPal started offering them, and Cabbage started offering them, and all these other sources were able to offer them and get them dispersed faster because all these fintech lenders really got into the space. And this is the problem with lending today. This is exactly what the problem is. This is the kind of funding you can get for your business right here. This isn't all of it. It's just some of it. I just ran out of places to put more. Okay. But the reality is, which one of these options works for you? Which one of these can you qualify for? What does it take to get approved? If you don't know these things, there's no way you're going to find even a fraction of these programs online and know enough to be able to get approved. So what happens is there's a lot of money available today. That's not the problem. The problem is that most people don't know where or how to actually get it. That is the issue. So most people don't know the kind of program that works for them. They don't know where to get the money that they actually need. Okay. And so that's the problem. I call it the cash access problem. There's plenty of cash. It's just people don't know how to actually get it. Over 200 factors that tie into the fundability of your business. This is our funding qualification matrix. This is what our team uses to determine if you should be approved for financing or not, and what kind of financing that you're able to get approved for. It looks complicated, doesn't it? It is complicated. Look at some of these factors. Did you even know peer-to-peer lending exists? If you did, you probably have seen one of my training before, right? Here's all the things that come in. Did you know background checks are done on certain kind of loans? Do you know what credit card stacking is? Did you know that loans take first, second, and third position, and you're able to get lenders that will lend to you, meaning they'll give you the first loan, and then there's other lenders that'll give you a second loan just because you have a first loan. And then crazily enough, there's a third position lender that will give you money just because another two lenders gave you money. These are just a few of the nuances that go into business financing. And if you're trying to navigate all of this by yourself with the limited knowledge you have, because you're getting the knowledge you need to run a business, not get financing, you can imagine the difficulty of accessing the actual money you need. So entrepreneurs need to access all funding in one place to be able to get the most money at the best terms. And I'm going to pull up two case studies here. This one is from a friend of mine, Sam. Now, Sam owns a Dragon Gym. Well, I'll read his testimony. My business is Dragon Gym, martial arts studio that was founded in 1973 by my instructor, Diego, and took over by my partner and I 10 years ago. About a year and a half ago, my business partner and I decided within 18 months, we're going to open our second location. We got connected with Credit Suite. We're able to accelerate our timeline and open this location in 6 months instead of 18. Getting the financing meant that we could start fulfilling our dream and have 10 or more locations across the country. For the record, they are now have 3 locations. They used our funding to open up their second and third location. And now through COVID-19, they used our funding to be able to carry them through when they weren't able to get a lot of members. And they've now rolled out an entire online curriculum using the different funding that we secured. So I love Sam, and I love the fact that he's having all this kind of success. Here's one of my favorite clients. Over $1.5 million. The guy came to us to get a $417,000 IRS tax lien paid off, had bad credit, couldn't get the money from his bank. And then what happened was we were able to combine private money, credit line hybrid program, revenue lending, term loans, and other kind of financing to secure over $1.5 million. He ran for public office and opened another practice, all because he got the money he needed. Now, the reason I show you this, and this is one of my favorite examples, is that this is what I believe the world should be like in funding. I think this is how it should be normally. I think you should be able to go to one source and access all funding in one place. I don't think you should go to one place for revenue lending and one other place for 401k financing and another place for term loans. That is the current environment we're in. Lenders specialize in 1 to 3 products, and if they can't help you, then you think you can't get approved. But the reality is they only deal with 1 to 3 products. So by dealing with people that deal with a multitude of products, then it gives you the ability to have this kind of success and get a lot more money and get better terms on that money to begin with. So how do you do all of these 3 things at once? Okay, and that's really the question is, how do you improve fundability? How do you get business credit? And how do you get financing all in one place? Well, look, we think that entrepreneurs should be able to get the money they need when they need it, but not knowing these approval standards, not knowing about fundability, not having business credit, not being able to access all money in one place is the problem that we've seen that hold people back. And that's why we created a product called the Business Finance Suite, because it helps business owners do all 3 of these to get the most money for their business at the best terms. And it's easily set up for you to easily offer this solution as well. Let me give you some of our success, for example. Our SBA guy, a lot of people on here have secured PPP loans from SBA, and a lot of people on here probably didn't have pleasant experiences. Here's why you work with a source that deals with all funding in one place and has all these sources. The guy that's helping our clients actually did our PPP loan in 72 hours. And to fund, the whole deal was funded. We sent the application in on Sunday, and then on Wednesday afternoon, we actually received funding. The bank got it on Monday, and Wednesday afternoon, or actually Wednesday before 3 o'clock, the money hit our bank account. So that's why working with somebody that works with all these different funding solutions makes such a difference and an impact. And you can have the ability, as our partners did, to offer those same kind of solutions for your customers. So our Business Finance Suite is basically a turnkey solution you can offer to prospects and clients. And through it, they improve their fundability. They build business credit through EIN, not linked to their social. They access all loans and credit lines in one place. They use it using our unique technology, which we've spent over $1 million, well over $1 million creating. And they work one-on-one with our team through concierge coaching, as you saw Kylan say in his actual case study. So first, you basically as a partner get started with what's called a 7-step partner basic training. Next, you start asking and talking to those people around you if they need capital. And after they say yes, you basically do a demo with a finance suite, close the sale. I mean, for the most part, that's how the process works. Now, we'll help you close the sale. You can refer the customer and we'll close the sale for you. You can close the sale. There's a lot of different options here. And we teach you how to market and advertise as well. It's not like you just have to rely on your network, okay? So for example, I go live at 3 o'clock today to teach our partners how to do live streams. I'm going to teach them how to go live on multiple channels in one place, how to use live as a method to be able to build their business credit financing business. A lot of people don't know this. Since 2012, I have a private secret coaching that I do every single week just for our partners. I've done it religiously now for going on 9 years, and all of that training is available for our partners on how to get customers, how to use Facebook. 2 weeks ago, my marketing manager from Facebook was on there teaching people how to do Facebook. Here's how we do our ads. Here's how we get our audience. Everything we do as a company, we're an 8-figure company, okay? We surpassed $10 million. We teach our partners how to do so they can duplicate and have that exact same kind of success. So again, you can make the sale yourself. We can help you close it. We can do all the work and you refer them to us. Okay, if they can afford it, they're going to want to buy, because again, there's nothing like this that exists that solves all of these problems in one shot. And you can even help them get funding without them buying anything first. I mean, you can help them through our direct funding program come in just to get money instead of actually buying if they just want money and they don't want to improve fundability and build their business credit suite or build their business credit. So the finance suite retail ranges from $3,000 to $5,000. That's what our partners typically sell it for. Okay, we sell it for $3,000. That's if you go to our website right now and look at our core package, you'll see it's $3,000. We've got partners that sell it for as much as $5,000. Your wholesale investment to us is $500 to $700. That's how it works. Our partners pay us $500 to $700. That range depends on how many you're buying. If you're buying one at a time, you pay $700. If you're buying in bulk or more at a time, like a lot of our successful partners do, you get the range down to $500. So you can see that you're earning well over $2,000 in profit. You determine the sales price. Wholesale you buy, retail you sell, and retail it's the same price that we're selling it for. So you're selling it for that price or more and making $2,000 plus in profit. Plus, you can even get paid money off of what we do on the financing on the back end as well. So when we get people financing, if we get paid from that lender, you can get paid from that lender as well. And then when the customer comes back and even renews and gets more money, you get paid on that as well. So it kind of creates a recurring form of income for you as well. Now, a lot of different kind of stuff you're getting as a partner. We're giving you that basic training to get started, that training vault with all my training of over 200 hours, where you're getting access to private training webinars that take place every week, a marketplace of all of our best resources. You're able to track your funding commissions, a client dashboard to track what's going on with your actual clients. Okay. So add new clients, partner success coaching. We help you through the process. We have a whole coaching team that helps you succeed. Contracts and agreements to have your clients sign, interview, presentation, closing scripts, the same scripts that our team uses. Funding trading, underwriting guidelines on how the funding programs work, who can get approved, who can't. Easily set up and manage your customers through our system as well. So all of this comes as being a partner. Now, you're also getting all the materials you need to market and sell business credit financing, done for you seminars, your own professional website, 25 PowerPoint presentations like this one, including this one, by the way. Well, not including this one, parts of this one, because you're not selling a partner program. You're just selling business credit. 12 months auto email responder content, articles for online posting, press releases, a year's worth of social media posts, 25 professionally done marketing videos, ebooks and free reports, over 15 of them, 10 automated webinars, 6 professional marketing flyers. Oh, and by the way, did I mention that all of this stuff is available in English and in Spanish? So we have our system is available in English and Spanish, and you're actually able to get marketing content in English and or Spanish. So you're actually able to market to both communities. Okay. So when you enroll as a partner, you're also getting everything that your clients are going to get: 24/7 access to your own business finance suite, succeed in English and Spanish. You're working with business advisors. We're helping you with all fundability, including setting up your name, your entity, your EIN, your address, your phone, your fax, your 411, your website, your email. We're actually doing an online lender compliance check. You're able to get set up with your bank and merchant account. We help you get set up with Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax. Get your DUNS number with DNB. Get your BIN number with Experian. Dispute and fix inaccuracies on your business credit report. You're getting the largest supply of vendors to actually build initial business credit. You're getting retail and fleet credit without a personal guarantee and credit check. You're getting Visa card, MasterCard, cash credit, auto financing without the guarantee. We're giving you cash flow financing based on cash flow that you can offer for yourself and for your customers. Unsecured financing with 0% rates for startups, asset-based lending with rates under 2%, SBA loans, term loans, lines of credit, all of that in your own finance suite. You're getting all of this when you enroll as a partner. So all of this, you get what I'm saying? I mean, the easiest way to explain this is that it's a franchise without the hefty franchise fee. As you're about to see, like, this is not like a franchise that you spent $25,000, $50,000, $100,000 for. It is like a franchise in the sense that you get everything you need to run a business turnkey. You're just not paying that hefty franchise cost that you typically would. Now, we have another ultimate program if you want to take it to the next level, and that's where we set up your sales funnel for you with over 100 emails, information education emails, call to action emails, news hacker, video education emails, credibility consultation emails to set up consultations from those people that get in your funnel with your sales team, funding case studies. We actually have a 3-video sales presentation. So the sales presentation is done for you as part of your funnel, a 90-minute webinar that we put as part of your funnel. So the sales presentation is done for you as part of your funnel. Okay. Active campaign we're setting up for you where you get an attempted contact campaign, a retention campaign to retain customers, a re-engagement campaign if customers aren't engaging with your email sequence. If your payment declines for a client, we've got a campaign that we run for that, a campaign that we run if they fall out and don't become clients or stop paying you as clients to get them re-engaged. Website and marketing flyer setup, website and PowerPoint setup, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter setup. We're helping you do all of that. Your ebooks, your reports, your guides. We're doing all of that for you as part of our ultimate program. It's like a turnkey where not only do you get everything, but we set everything up for you as well. Okay. So that being said, you're also going to get these bonuses. Okay. And we've got some really cool bonuses that I'm going to tell you how to get in just a minute. 30-minute coaching call initially with a business advisor. 90 days of business credit monitoring. It's $600 with the bureaus. D&B and Experian credit monitoring for only $24 a month after that. 28-page business valuation report. Personal branding course. My buddy Mark Ensign rolled this out. $2,000 he charges. It teaches you every single thing that you need to know about personal branding. He charges $2,000 for it. I got him to give you this for free. It's $2,000 bonus. It's crazy. Multiple review sites on one widget. So one widget that pulls in reviews from all of your sites. So you're getting all those bonuses as well. So if you look, you're getting a ton of value when you're purchasing our partner program. Okay. And when you look at the bonuses, you're getting even more value. And I'm going to show you how to get those bonuses here. Okay. And if you're getting started with us this week by Friday, then here's how it works. You can get started two ways. You can get started with a payment of $39.97, one payment, or 7 payments of only $697. Let me give you the math here. Our clients pay $3,000 for the finance suite alone. You get the every single thing you need to run your own business credit and financing business. All the marketing resources, all the back office, all the training, everything for less than $1,000 more than our partners are paying just for the finance suite. And all those bonuses I'm throwing in for those people that are interested in getting started by Friday. And here's why. It's real simple. We find that our best partners, the ones that have the most success, see opportunities like this and they take action quickly. And the people that see an opportunity like this go, yeah, that's awesome. And, I'll get to it later. They succeed sometimes they don't. But they're not the best partners. The best partners that make the most money are ones that take action quickly. So we wanted to go make sure that we're giving you a discount as we're doing here and giving you some really cool bonuses if you're getting started by Friday. And we'll help work with you. If those payments of $697 is too much, we'll work with you one-on-one to have payments that are affordable. We'll even customize a payment plan specifically for you from what's not on our website. And we use services like Fundbox Pay. We use other different ways to get you financing, meaning we have sources that will finance your enrollment to make it even easier, where you can get even cheaper payments. We can even help you get the money you actually need to enroll as well. So a lot of different cool opportunities here for you to basically be able to get started and be able to make money with offering business credit and financing. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead. I told many of you that I'm going to answer your questions here, and a lot of your questions I've been answering along the way. So I'm going to make sure I get those answered. If you're attending live in our webinar, then what will happen is you will get a playback of this actual webinar. You'll get a playback. All you have to do is nothing. If you were here and you attended the webinar, that will automatically be sent to you tomorrow. If you like a playback of this event, you can also give us a call or send us an email. Email us at info@creditsuite.com. Give us a call at 877-600-2487. Tell us that you want a playback of the webinar and we'll get it for you. You can also grab the special at creditsuite.com/partner-webinar. That's where you get the bonuses. That's where you get the discount, and all that expires this Friday. Don't get me wrong. Our partner program doesn't go away. You can get it weeks from now. You just won't get the $5,000 worth of bonuses, and you won't get the actual discount unless you're enrolling Friday. And I already explained why that is. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and answer any questions that you have that I haven't already. I've answered a lot of them. And Steve says, I'm only a 7-figure company. Steve, that's not an only. Congratulations, man, on your success. That's awesome that you're having that kind of success. I'm so very, very, very happy. Daniela says, what if you're not a good communicator? Well, look, here's what I found in business. And this isn't just being a partner with us. This is business in general. If you suck at something, then get somebody else who doesn't suck at it to help you. So for example, I've got a business partner and she handles all the stuff I suck at. And, I do a lot of the stuff that she's not good at. Okay, I don't think she sucks at anything, but there are things that she might not be the best at, and I'm good at those things. So that's what I think that happens in a business. You hire people to kind of make up for your weaknesses, the things that you're not out good for. If you're not a good communicator, you get a salesperson to help you. This is a real legitimate opportunity for salespeople to make 6 figures plus. And I don't say that exaggerating. Our salespeople make very, very, very good money. And yours can as well. Our partners make very good money. Their salespeople make very good money. So if you're not a communicator, then hire a salesperson that is. And they have a real potential for them to make 6 figures while you make really good money, Daniela, on that as well. Okay, so that being said, I want to answer any other questions that you have. Let me see. I'm building. Okay. Chimdri says, I'm living in Ireland. Could I offer the service to U.S. businesses from my country? Yes, you can. This works for any business that in the United States, even if the resident or the owner is outside of the United States. And by the way, hey, man, I love Ireland. I'm a huge fan. So thanks for tuning in from Ireland. I think that's awesome that you did. Okay, so that being said, I'm going to wrap this up. If you have questions, that's okay. I'm not going anywhere. All you have to do is give us a ring at 877-600-2487, 877-600-2487. You can email us info@creditsuite.com, and we will talk with you more. When you give us a call, here's what we do. We do a fundability check for you. We see if your fundability is okay or if it's not. We do that for free. We actually will do a free check with the reporting agencies to see if you're set up now or if you're not. If you are set up and you don't know it, then you're going to probably want to pull your business credit reports because you could have a failing score and not even know that you do. And we help you get your business credit reports with the reporting agencies for free for 30 days when you give us a call as well. And we also do a funding assessment to tell you all the money that you can qualify for. All that happens on any consultation with us. So you can email us to set up a consultation with one of our team, or you could just give us a call at 877-600-2487, and we'll do that consultation when we get you on the phone. And then any questions you have on our partner program, okay, we can send you video. We can send you all kinds of information to actually show you how awesome the partner program is, everything that you get with it. So even if you didn't get your question answered here, because you didn't want to ask the question here, because otherwise I'm answering everybody's questions, we will make sure that we get that addressed. Okay, so Tamika says, I need financing for my business. I have 3 small companies. I need $600,000 between the 3. I do have 8 retail properties that need extensive repairs that can be used for transactions. Tamika, give us a call. The reality is that you're actually able to come in and I'm not saying what you want is possible or not possible. It really comes down to one thing. It really comes down to the assets of the business, credit, revenue, that kind of stuff. We have to ask you some questions. So we will do an assessment with you to see all the money you can get. And yes, you can use retail properties as collateral to get financing as well. So just give us a call. Okay. Chimdri says, here's my number. And Chimdri, I got your number and I will send your number to our team, but you also should give us a call as well. Okay. If you give us a call at 877-600-2487, then we'll give you a call. But right now I'm going to go ahead and I am going to send this to our team so they can get in touch with you. I just took a screenshot of your phone number and sent that to them as well. And by the way, it's not showing your phone number. I'm going to click for them to hide the phone number so then that way it doesn't show up publicly. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Again, if you're on the webinar, you will get a playback. If you want a playback, no worries. Email us info@creditsuite.com. Give us a ring at 877-600-2487, and we can help you improve your fundability, get business credit, get financing, as well as offer this as an opportunity for your clients. And as I mentioned, 2,000 profit potential per sale in an environment where you have something people desperately need. Think about that. How many businesses right now post COVID-19 need money? You know any? I know some. So you could help solve that problem with something completely unique of high value, make really good commissions as well as a primary or secondary income source, help a lot of people and create a very lucrative income stream for your business as well. If you're interested, give us a ring at 877-600-2487 or send us an email, info@creditsuite.com. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I'm going to wrap this up. If you have any questions, please give us a call. I look forward to working with you as a partner offering business credit and financing. Thanks everybody.